shot and killed after celebrating his 44th birthday in Kingsbridge. And his family is now speaking out, holding out hope for answers and justice. News 12's Marissa Santorelli has the story.
A celebration ending in tragedy.
I know this loss is changed the lives of all of us forever.
A devoted, involved father, a generous, loving soul. Just a few ways family and friends like Michelle describe Keon Gill.
The nicest person in the world. He didn't have a bad bone in his body.
Celebrating his 44th birthday, Keon, his brother Lewis, and friends went to a local bar Saturday night at West 242nd Street and Broadway. They left just before 3 a.m. That's when police say shots were fired.
Can you tell me, to your knowledge, what happened Sunday morning?
At this point, I just know whatever it was had nothing to do with him. I know that it was wrong place, wrong time. And he definitely didn't deserve this. He was no part of anything negative.
Keon was shot in the chest. His brother Lewis shot in the leg. Lewis survived. Keon did not. A family left broken. His children now without a father. Family tells me they were his whole world.
This has destroyed them. They'll never be the same.
His kids now left to carry on his legacy. The mother of his children making it clear, saying, quote, "I want the world to know they took a good man. No arrests have been made."
I just pray that they bring this person to justice.
Family now hoping this tragedy doesn't overshadow the impact he's made.
And I want people to remember him for the kind-hearted, compassionate, most generous person you could ever meet. I mean, he would literally give the shirt off his back to you.
In Kingsbridge, Marissa Santos.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 10. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. Kol Holayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakat, Chodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Romans chapter 3, verse 10. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. And as you heard in this news clip, you heard, which I'm surprised, very, very surprised, to hear people that knew this man, whether it be his family or friends, they spoke highly of him. Okay, like he was the most righteous, God-fearing, sin-free, upright citizen in this captivity or society, however you want to state it. When we know otherwise, man. Because Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah does not make any mistakes in all these judgments that he's bringing forth. Zephaniah 3 verse 5, man. Okay, because they occur every single day. Okay, and the matter of fact, they're occurring right now while you're watching this lesson and while you watch prior lessons and while you're going to watch other lessons. And as you go on about your day, the Lord is going to be bringing forth his judgment, man. Okay? It never ends. So the Lord doesn't make any mistakes, and no one perishes being innocent, roughly paraphrasing in the book of Job chapter 4 verse 7 on down, man. This was the judgment, and it was ordained and brought forth and by and from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So there is none that doeth righteous. Even it states in the book of Isaiah, I believe, chapters 66 verse 4, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe somewhere in the 60s, Salakia. I can't pinpoint it right now, but it even says that our righteousness is as filthy rags, because our righteousness is of Yahweh Shai. Okay, because we hope to be blameless, to have no guile, to have forgiveness for our transgressions, our iniquities, for the things that we have done in this life and also our prior and past lives. Okay, but let's continue, man, because you're going to be seeing a lot more of these things happening, man. There's no such thing as wrong place, wrong time. That's just a worldly saying, because our people don't understand judgment. As it also states again, I like quoting a lot of precepts, but Proverbs 28 verse 5, the evil understand not judgment, but those that seek the Lord understand all things, man. Okay? So this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and I'm going to read verse 20. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Okay, because we know our people indulge, partake, and as Yahushua HaMashiach stated and said, they are the servants of sin. And we attempt to the best of our ability in this weak, corruptible flesh, attempt to offend less, which is also stated in the book of Sirach. Because we're going to fall, we're going to commit errors, we're going to stumble. But as it also states in the book of Proverbs, a just man falleth 7 times, but getteth back up. Because, we acknowledge our errors, our slip-ups, our mistakes. We repent and we learn from them and we grow. Okay? So it's a different process for the elect and a very different process for those that are in the world and that reject this gospel, this good news, and that want to continue to indulge and partake in this society, man. Because this society advertises, pedestalizes, pushes wicked, evil, perverseness, corruption. Okay, and the only thing righteous and the only thing that's being told and taught correctly is these words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay, but our people, it doesn't make a difference if you would give the shirt off your back and what this person would do, what they would not do. And that's the nature of our people. Our people, have a compassionate, caring spirit. Okay? But what did the Lord say? Let's continue. Let's go to the book, man, of Romans chapter 6. Okay? Romans chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death. So for the wages of sins, iniquities, which is sin upon sin, because our people prosper, prevail, and elevate in their errors and in their evil and wicked deeds, man. So it leads them to their demise, their destruction. Because again, this world, which is ran by Esau, Edom, and which you have been taught, leads you to your destruction, leads you to be continuously disconnected and rejected from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay, because again, it's a very, very known thing for us, and it's also scary just in general, because as it also states in the book of Proverbs and other various precepts, man's goings are of the Lord. So the Lord led us the water and hopefully keeps us in the position that we're in, and that we grow, we increase, and that we endure until the end, to receive salvation, to have mercy, consideration, everything that is promised in our Bible in these days to come. Because as we see and as we know, the Lord is leading 2/3 of our people to their judgment. Okay, like it states in the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 9, the Lord reserves them unto the day of judgment to be punished. And that's what happened right here. The Lord reserves a lot of people unto the day of judgment to be punished, and he does it however he sees fit. So there's no mistakes, there's no wrong place, wrong time. Again, Romans 6 verse 23, for the wages of sin is death, because that's what our people indulge in. They believe what they're doing is justified, it's right, it's nothing wrong with it. But the prophets are literally here to tell you that how you conduct yourself and how you go about life and what you have been taught is the wrong way. And that's why you have to be renewed in your mind. You have to be renewed in your spirit. You have to be cleansed. You have to reject the old man and become the new man, which is formulated in righteousness, man. Okay, but our people don't want to take heed, because again, it's the Lord doing these things. Let's jump here real quick. These are all self-explanatory. These are a lot of oldies but goodies, man, and they straight to the point. This is Psalm 68 verse 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation, and that's what we hope to have, and that's what we hope to receive, is salvation. And with that salvation, but before we Adawan Ratazai get to it, we're going to receive mercy. We're going to receive consideration. We're going to receive a hedge from the Lord, protection, guidance, everything that we need. We're going to have a merry heart. We're going to be at league with the beasts of the field. The enemy, the adversary, shall entreat us in the day of evil. Roughly paraphrasing Jeremiah 15. Okay? So we hope to have that salvation, because with that salvation comes a lot of benefits. So with us fearing the Lord and being obedient and hearkening onto his voice and not being rebellious, we have a lot of benefit, a lot of advantages, if I'm saying that correctly, Salakia, over our own people and especially over the heathen. Psalm 68 verse 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, belong the issues from death. So the Lord brought forth this execution. The Lord brought forth this death. Okay? Period. And again, the Lord does not make no mistakes. He doesn't make any errors in anything that he does. Nada. And you have a lot of, again, as it states, I'm gonna paraphrase it again. Psalm Proverbs 28 verse 5. Evil men understand not judgment, but those that seek the Lord understand all things, man. And that's clear, blunt, and straight to the point. And also, as it also states too, as his ways are easy and simple to the holy, they're stumbling blocks to the wicked. Roughly paraphrasing that in Sirach. And that's, clear cut and straight to the point, man. So the Lord brought this death for whatever reason he saw fit, because again, no one perishes being innocent, man. And it's only going to elevate. It's only going to be amplified, man. So right now you have time for mercy, because the Lord's hand is out. And the Lord is speaking through his prophets, warning you. But it's also of predestination, man. Because those of us that listen to these lessons, that study, that have transformed and renewed our mind and changed ourselves, when we heard this good news, it resonated with our spirit. It gave us relief. It gave us everything that we were looking for, the answers, etc. Okay? Well, let's continue. Because, this is what's being done, man. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach. Okay, so this Jake was put to death to appear to that judgment seat of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, man. Okay, to know whether his judgment is going to be forgiven, or he's going to perish. And also, this was judgment brought forth by the Lord. Okay. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. So, the Lord put him in the judgment seat and called him back to the spiritual realm, man. And whether, it was good or bad, either way, he still got called back to the spiritual realm. And this is going to be a repeating occurrence, not only amongst the Israelites, but amongst the four corners across the earth, but especially here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, massive judgment is going to be placed upon the earth in these days to come, in the very near future. Okay, so we must all appear before that seat, man. So hey, look, the Lord is preparing things, man. Let's continue, man. Because let's get straight to the point on it, man. Because that's what you see right here is judgment, man. And the Lord is, again, he's going to amplify that judgment. It's going to be a point out here where you're not going to be able to have visuals. You're not going to be able to have preparation for your loved ones' bodies, to have a memorial service, to have a funeral service, to, as they say, celebrate the life of such and such. You're not going to be able to have those things that you're having right now, which is really mercy, man. In the very near future, when them bodies drop, they're just going to drop. Because, the Lord promised the beasts of the field and the fowls of the air a buffet. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is not going to lie. And where's it going to come from? Say, guess. Okay, this is Sirach 40, starting off at verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. So again, no one perishes being innocent, man. This man and his brother were sinners, and obviously the Lord had mercy upon his brother, if that's who it was. But Salaki, the other guy he was with, I can't remember off top, but the Lord did not have mercy on this one Jake that they speaking so highly of, man. So he was not innocent. He was not sin-free. He was not righteous. He was not doing things pleasurable and acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Point blank, period. He was a sinner. Okay, the Lord looked at him as filth. And so the Lord brought forth that judgment that he had preordained upon him. Verse 9, Sirach 40, verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge, these things are created for the wicked. So he brought forth the judgment on the wicked of our nation through the modern day sword, which is the gun. And you know, a lot of these niggas is wicked out here shooting and everything else, man, and doing what they do, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. You know, these things have to be done. Okay? Well, let's close out, man, because the point is made. The point is made, so let's just close it on out. 2 Thessalonians chapter, I think it's chapter 3 I want. Come. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3. And I'm going to go straight to the point. I'm going to read verses 2 and 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 2. And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. And guess what? These two Israelites, especially the one that got called back to the spiritual realm, they were delivered to wicked men in an area at a time when they was out 3 o'clock in the morning celebrating this man's birthday. Where in the hell does it say in our culture, in our Bible, that we're supposed to celebrate our birthday? That's self-worship. And that also goes into another prophecy in the book of Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 4, I believe. Men shall be lovers of their own selves, man. Okay, because you know you're pedestalizing yourself and you're glorifying yourself because you're celebrating another year that you're getting older and the date of your birth, which goes into a lot of wicked shit. And that was not of our customs. I can't remember exactly who it was I can't remember exactly who it was, man, but it's a heathen custom. I think it might have been the Pharaohs, if I'm not mistaken, the Hamites. I'm not too sure. If a brother knows, Baba Bouchard, put that on the comment board. But I know specifically it was a heathen that does that stuff. And that's where Jake got that from. Okay? But they were delivered amongst wicked men at this night, at this event, this time, for this Jake to get executed and the other one to get wounded. Okay, what does it say in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32? I wound, I heal, I kill, I make alive, etc. And that's what the Lord did in this event, in this judgment. Okay, 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 2. And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith. Now see, if these men had faith and these men had belief, they wouldn't be out at no damn nightclub celebrating no daggone birthday. They would have their asses in the house, studying, getting locked in, improving themselves, getting more connected with Yahweh Shai. But our people love this world. They want to have mirth. They want to have joy. They want to, and because again, you partaking in the customs, the philosophies, the rudiments of this world, it's all evil. It's all wicked. It's perverseness. Everything here is corrupted. Because our people truly believe that this is their rest. When we're literally telling you arise and depart, okay, mentally and spiritually. Obviously, we can't leave. And if we do leave, you can get judged anywhere. Even if you do leave Babylon, you can't run from the Lord, man. The Lord created everything that we see. You cannot run from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Verse 3. But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. But guess what? The Lord brought that evil upon them. The Lord, again, man's going to the Lord. The Lord directed their path. He put the instructions for them to go. The Jake that got injured, and the Jake that got called back to the spiritual realm, and also the Jakes that committed it and was shooting it. He put the instructions in all their minds to be at that specific place at that specific time, and for that to happen, man. Okay, so hey, man, it's better off to fear the Lord, be obedient, and submit to Him, man. But we all know the Lord running the show. Only those that He He has predestinated and chosen will receive the message, man. So I don't want to rot this out, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, terrifying, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa'akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.